today's Enterprise National League fixture between the Minster men at Aldershot Town. On behalf of York City Football Club, a warm welcome to John Coleman and the players, visiting directors, officials, and of course the supporters of Aldershot Town Football Club. Good to see you this afternoon supporting your team. As ever, welcome and thank you to our sponsors joining us today. The match is kindly sponsored by Persimmon Homes. The match board is sponsored by Fortum Civil Engineering Consultants Limited. Finally, thank you and welcome to all official club partners, including Titan Well, Dutch Farm Orchard Vodka, Get Branded Workwear and Free Active. Before we check our two teams this afternoon, make you aware at half time we're going to have a mega quiz courtesy of our friends at Speed Quizzing. To take part, look at the big screen now, scan the QR code on your phone or download the Speed Quizzing app. Press pin, then enter the code 444777. Input your team name, nothing rude, please, and then press connect. And we'll be doing that at half time. Do it in teams of 4, we don't have to individually do it, we might break the internet. And the winning team will receive 4 tickets to the Yorvik Lounge for hospitality here at the LNER Crew Stadium for a game in the new year. It's open to all York City supporters. All the Shot Town fans, take part, you might win hospitality at the LNER. Any neutrals visiting today, also please take part. You don't get this entertainment at Ellen Road, I can tell you that for sure. Okay, our two teams this afternoon, starting with Aldershot Town. In goal, number 41, Kanaya Boyce Clark. Number 7, Cameron Hargreaves. Number 11, Ryan Jones. Number 17, James Henry. Number 19 and captain, Ryan Hill. Number 23, Paddy Gandor. Number 25, Will Nightingale. Number 31, Raheem Shackelford. Number 33, Sam Inwoods. Number 34, Dejan Tetek. And number 42, Matt Penny. On the bench, number 1, Marcus Dewhurst. Number 8, Tyler Frost. Number 9, Kwame Thomas. Number 12, Keane Anderson. Number 18, Kibben Rye. Number 28, Archie Taylor. And number 36, Will Armitage. And confirmation of your Minstermen team this afternoon on the big screen. We have in goal, number 1, Harrison Mayle. Number 2, Ryan Fallowfield. Number 3, Mark Kitchen. Number 4, Malachi Fagan Walcott. Number 8, Alex Hunt. Number 9, Josh Jones. Number 10, and captain, Ollie Pearce. Number 18, Dan Batty. Number 22, Greg Ollie. Number 23, Joe Felix. And number 30, Alex Newby. On the bench this afternoon we have 31, George Sykes Kenworthy. Number 11, Ashley Nathaniel George. Number 12, Joe Gray. Number 13,
back at
Ben
the point.
Brooks. Number 17, Craig Hewitt. Number 21, Hiram Boateng. Number 29, Zach Johnson. Today's match officials, the referee is Mr. Robert Massey Ellis. He'll be assisted by Michael Burrows and Gavin Scott. Fourth official is Drew Dutton.
gets really loud, this PA system, really, really loud. Sorry, I can hear you.
Really bad at Aldershot, I mean, South Stand last week was horrendous.
Yeah. We should be conscious now that we may be on air. I haven't had confirmation from the producer, so with that little bit of chit chat that you love to hear when you're listening in.
We'll count it as we're on air.
Okay, yeah. You can turn that down if you want. You want it up or down? He's quiet, isn't he? Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. By the way, this is how you hear me. So that should be less, and that should be more. Is that right? Yeah. That's me. You can turn me up and down. Yeah, that's it.
I need to listen to you.
Oh, yeah. Keep that high. I'll keep the radio fairly low, especially once we get started. Yeah.
So how do you think the back four are going to be? What do you think the lineup's going to be?
Could be the other way, but I think you go with your more experienced player inside.
He started on the left last week, didn't he?
Yes, because we didn't have a left back, mate.
Yeah.
He's a right back. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So welcome, just arrived at the LNER County Stadium. Today's Enterprise National League fixture. It's the Minster Men versus Aldershot Town. Kick-off in round about 15 minutes time. We do know there are heavy traffic around the Monks Cross area today. Hope everybody will get here for kick-off. Introducing our player entrance flag bearers and ball team this afternoon. They're members of the York City Academy, and leading out the team today will be our junior mascots. We've got Amelia, and she's joined by members of the York City Academy under-9s. York City Football Club is proud to support the Show Race and the Red Card campaign. Should you witness or encounter any form of discrimination, please report it to your nearest steward immediately or text the word York to 60060 followed by your message. Remember, football is for everyone. Anyone caught discriminating may face arrest, legal action and a stadium ban, and all spectators are respectfully reminded entering the field of play and the throwing of objects onto the pitch are both criminal acts. Any person caught doing so will be ejected from the stadium and subject to possible further sanctions. Mark your card regarding a couple of kick-off time changes for the Minster Men. DAZN enhanced coverage, our home game against Southend United on Saturday the 17th of January. That game will now kick off at 5:30 p.m. and our game away at Morecambe sometime in March. That too will now kick off at 5:30 p.m. and before that, of course, our next home game against Truro on the 20th of December. That game will also kick off at 5:30 p.m. Just a reminder, the half-time, the mega quiz, courtesy of our friends at Speed Quizzing. They're trying to do their biggest ever speed quiz this afternoon. And to take part, download the Speed Quizzing app onto your mobile phone, press PIN and enter the code 444777. Input your team name. Try and get a team of 4, you don't have to do it individually, and then press connect, and we'll be doing that at half time. 8 questions, 4 on York City, 4 on generic football questions. Anybody can take part, York fan, Aldershot Town fan, or any neutrals with us this afternoon.
Kabongo Shimanga they're talking to on the radio. Plays at Crawley now. Kabongo Shimanga. It is.
I just want to say hello from, I listen to National League full time.
Oh, brilliant, mate. What's your name?
Matt.
Matt, lovely.
Yeah, I'm a York fan, obviously. Just want to say hello when...
worries, no, good to meet you, mate. All the best, thank you. It's nice, wasn't it?
That was good.
Might only be the second time someone's ever done that. It's nice, though. Dave or David, if you can hear me, I am back at the point. Sorry, I've messaged Andrew to let him know, but I don't have your number. I'm getting bombarded with people wanting the commentary link again. It's in the same place that it's always in. Can't believe it. Right, here we go.
I think people go on the BBC and think they should be able to find it immediately. You do have to look for it, Rob. You've got to go to the National League radio site, haven't you?
Just go on to BBC, you go on to the National League.
Yeah.
It's nearly always just there, right in your face, and if it isn't, click on the table, click on Aldershot, and then it will come up. No worries, we will do what we always do, and instead of making final preparations for the commentary, I'll make sure that these lovely people, regular listeners, fans, can get to hear.
Yeah, that's interesting.
More important that they can hear than they get the best quality commentary.
Yeah. What was interesting there, Rob, was they had about 24 people on the pitch there, York City, playing the ball around.
Yeah.
Where we just basically had our threadbare squad.
All of our 15 or whatever were out there, were
exactly,
they?
Yeah, I think so. John Coleman, have boots will travel.
Oh, I'd love just for John, you know, regardless of anything and everybody else, just to get a result today.
Yeah.
I do not want to have another interview with him, and I know we're on air, I know listeners can hear me, about another 1-goal defeat. Although there are people that hi. Thank you.
Or maybe that's the least away support I've seen for a long time.
Where? Oh my goodness, is that it?
Yeah.
Not even that. No,
it's
there.
over there.
Wow.
Yeah. I reckon 100.
It's very rare that it's less than 100. I've only been to 2 games, I think, Northwich, Victoria, and I want to say Rotherham. No. Did Rotherham play? They played at
Sheffield Stadium.
Yes. Yeah. And we only took about 85.
Yeah.
We took about 53 to Northwich, Victoria once. Just
that was when, under the
when Mark Molesley scored his first goal for us eventually, I think. Yeah. And we won. We scored 5 that day.
We did. That was under John McGinty, wasn't it, chairman? I remember that day very well.
So the reason we can't hear the radio and the commentary in the background now is because the producers have very kindly cut that from the feed, and it should also help A, with our concentration, B, when you do hear it in your ears again, that's because they're likely to come to us in the next minute or so after that for an update. So that's the big clue that we'll get. Yeah. So hopefully when we can hear commentary in my ears again, in our ears, then I'll try not to come to you. All right. That's basically it.
And if you want anything, just say, Brian.
Okay. Want you to keep that on all the time.
I will do when it starts.
Oh no, okay, all right. But I'm just being honest.
I will keep it. I'll tell you the reason why, because I don't want to knock me bloody teeth out.
Yeah, you're allowed to rest it on. You're allowed.
No, I'll be all right.
Register with a pin of 444777.
You'll do any adjustments, yeah, if you need it.
If I need to, yeah, that's it.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Should be good. I'll. We're 7 minutes away here at York from kick-off time. I'm Rob Worrell, as always, or as nearly always, and I've got former club director Brian Bloomfield alongside me. We were waiting for a cue to do some team news on radio, but I don't think that's going to happen now. So we can get going, Brian. Welcome. Not your first commentary alongside me. I'm going to guess maybe your third or fourth. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is the third. I think the first one I did was Maidstone away when we won up Maidstone. This is the year when we were we thought we were going to be going down to the National South, but I knew anyway at the time that Gateshead didn't have the lease in place, so we managed to stay up by the skin of our teeth, which was very good. And the other one was Harrogate away, which was I flew back from Barcelona via Manchester. Very good day. We lost, but a very good day. Both games I've enjoyed, and hopefully today I'll enjoy with a good result today.
Yeah, I mean the shots come here with a little bit of trepidation, the fans as well, and we know over on the far side there behind the goal away to the left, and it's our third visit to this stadium. The previous two we've had a lot more. We had all that section opposite diagonally to where Brian and I sat today, just 20 yards or so to the left of the touchline, because both my boys were here for that game. And then the one where Tyler Frost scored the equaliser to make it 2-2 and secure our National League status, we had all across the back. Today it's just two sections behind half of one end behind the goal, and I mean I'm confident it's going to be over 100 now actually, Brian, looking at it. There'll be a few more behind there just getting a coffee or whatever, but it's tough times, and tough times you get down to your real die-hard support, don't you?
Well, it certainly is. It's tough times at the football club, and we only can hope that there are better times around the corner. But more importantly, I presume that maybe half of those might be northern shots. It's cost a lot of money to come up, as I know, coming up here today on the train, which is better than actually turning around and driving 5 hours. You know, these guys and girls, they go week in, week out, and I suppose it's just Christmas coming up. They're going to pick and choose what games they're going to go to. But still, I wouldn't be surprised if, by the looks of things, we might have 150 here, and I think that's pretty good. Just before December. We're a run of 7 games now on the trot in the league where we haven't won, so that's going to take its toll as well. Very fine margins, Rob, because 7 games and we've only lost by 1 goal each one.
In the last 6 of those, yes. First one was a little bit heavier, but I just want to say a quick hello to a few of our regular listeners who are hearing us loud and clear. So Lindsay Morrish in Tenerife. Lindsay, I've sent the link to Colin. He's been struggling. Keep in touch with him, see if you can help him if he hasn't got it. Mike Brown, he said he's a glutton for punishment and he's still here. And Paul Bertie Reynolds hearing us loud and clear from Washington State as normal. Sorry, Paul, you obviously found the link in the end. I sent it to you eventually, but it is so tough. If we could have a little collective between the regular fans that can help each other out before a game, I can just come into it a little bit better prepared, because often I end up scrambling for the last 15-20 minutes with so many requests to send the links out. Dean Madwick says, well done to the travelling fans, looks like a decent lineup today, come on you shots. from a sunny hailing island. Well, as we await the teams, let's have our first mention of these key headlines in John Coleman's team today. Kanaya Boyce Clark, on loan, comes straight into the National League starting lineup. Matt Penny starts a game for the first time I can remember since the league game, for the first time since Altrincham away when he got injured. Sam Inwood returns from injury, and James Henry starts in the number 10 position. There's a bit of freshness about that lineup today, and a little bit more experience about it, Brian.
Yeah, certainly. I'm really pleased for the back line. Across the back line, on the left, we'll have Inwood at the back. On the left side, you got them Penny and Nightingale, who I thought Nightingale was fantastic against Woking. Really brilliant game. And Shackelford, who played last Saturday on the left, transferred to the right, starts on the right today. And I have to say, really impressed the way Shackelford played last week. I think Raheem's going to give us a bit of a good outlet down that right hand side. I'm hoping to see a lot of runs down that right and a few crosses coming in from him. I think he's got a lot of pace and a bit more strength that we've needed there. So good back line, and let's hope that we can actually turn around and put in a really good performance, because the pitch deserves it. Look at the pitch, Rob. It's absolutely fantastic, and the rain stopped.
There won't be many better pitches in better condition than this as we come to the end of November. Good afternoon to Jeff Sperry, who's listening in loud and clear, hearing us from sunny Dorset. Everybody's claiming that where they come from is sunny today. I'm not having it. I think you're all trying to play me. Here it's cold, it's damp, just drizzly, nothing more. As Brian Bloomfield says, the pitch is superb looking, and in front of us are, frankly, a rather superb York City side. They could have picked any starting lineup and it would have looked quite scary for the shots. This is what they go with. Harrison Mayle in goal, Mark Kitchen, Malachi Fagan-Walcott and Ryan Fallowfield. Very experienced back three. Alex Newby, left wing back. Joe Felix, right wing back. Dan Batty and Alex Hunt in centre midfield. Ollie Pearce and Greg Ollie supporting Josh Stones.
Number 8, Alex Hunt.
I'm going to ease up a little bit just until this PA system dies down. It's the loudest in the league. I'm struggling to compete with him, listeners. We'll go through your full Aldershot Town lineup in just a moment. In fact, when he reads it out, I might just turn up the sound effects microphone and let you listen to him, because it's so loud.
I'll tell you one thing, Rob, it's not often we line up against a team, and I'm looking at the shot side today, and they're looking very confident, but more importantly, we're normally small compared to other sides, but I think we've got a bit more height there today. Definitely got more height in the team.
Yeah, certainly there's a little bit more height, a little bit more experience as well. Solihull Moors and Wealdstone played earlier today, and that one has finished 1-1. We are very shortly going to be underway here at the LNER Stadium, which I'm not going to call it too much today, because if you've listened to me commentate from York before, you'll know that that's been difficult. We're underway here at York, third place York City against 23rd place Aldershot Town. And now finally that the PA system has abated, I'll give you the shots lineup. We believe it'll be a 4-2-3-1 to be confirmed. Kanaya Boyce Clark in goal, and then a back four left to right. Penny is the left back, Sam Inwood the left centre back, Will Nightingale and Raheem Shackelford, and then Hargreaves and Tetek your midfield two, with Ryan Hill on the right, James Henry in the middle and Ryan Jones on the left, behind Haddy Gandor up top. Couple of little surprises there. I like Ryan Jones on the left. I think that's where he's most dangerous, and interesting to see that John Coleman has started that way, even though perhaps his captain Ryan Hill would prefer to play on the left. And they could switch, of course. Here's a ball forward from York, touched from Will Nightingale, inadvertently straight to Josh Stones. Unusual mistake now, he's been dragged wide. Stones making his way down the left, cross coming in, missed by a couple of people, and then mishit as well by one of the York players rushing in. I think it might well have been Greg Ollie. It was Greg Ollie. A little bit of a let off from Aldershot, who didn't do their best defending there. Here is Inwood, sends it forward towards Gandor. A little touch inside, and he finds Ryan Hill. Hill's got Henry alongside him. He's running against the back line, shifting out to his right. York get a vital touch. Last contact, I believe, has come off of a York player. It'll be a throw into Aldershot. Brian, it's going to be such a long afternoon for the Shots, having to face the quality of this York side, but the longer they're level, or if they can nick themselves a lead, it can only get a little bit easier. They're going to get another throw in on the right hand side, and in this opening 2 minutes it's been pretty even, other than that inadvertent touch straight to Josh Stones, the last player you want to give the ball to right now, by the way, for York, in the final third.
Very much so. What I did like though was the fact that Penny has got the ball twice, and he's put two very good balls up, once from the byline, once from the middle.
Here's Shackelford on the right hand side. Can he get across in? No, but he can win a corner for the Shots, and it's been a good start. They've not been overawed at all in the opening 2 or 3 minutes. Alex Newby, I think, has got the final touch there. He's put the ball from behind. Corner to the Shots, away to our left, so the opposite end to where the Shots fans are, around about 130, 140 of them. And the corner is going to come in left-footed from Ryan Jones, and it's flicked on by Inwood at the near post. It's high and it's wide, but Aldershot did get first contact on a set piece, Brian, and I know I'm clutching at little straws here, but you mentioned there's a bit more height in the side, and the first set piece that come in, they did get the first contact.
Well, very much so, and to be honest, there was no one around Inwood then. Everyone stood off him, so he had a bit more time to actually turn around and maybe, flick it towards the back, or even have a go on goal. But very good that we've actually got the first sort of blood with something that went towards the goal. We set off, I think we set off very well at the moment. We're very structured. We're actually closing them down well as well. So everyone is doing their bit at the moment. It's early days, only 3 minutes gone.
And here come York down the left. Josh Stones in possession. He is electric right now. He's badgered his way past. It's come back in. The cross has come in, and it's there. And it's Greg Ollie with the header. The very first chance for York. They've tucked it away. Just inside the 4th minute, Josh Stones doing all the work on the left hand side, laying the ball back, cross came in, and Greg Ollie puts York ahead early on here, and it's triggering some memories of last year which we hope are not built upon.
Well, I think when everyone sees that goal later on TV, they'll see that Greg Ollie actually made a lot of space for himself, and a fantastic flick of the head right into the corner. And to be fair, Connie Boyce Clark really had no chance. That went right down into the stanchion. A wonderful goal. Unfortunately, the Shots see themselves 1-0 down. It's very difficult to see where you can actually come back from this at an early doors, but let's see what happens.
Okay, we might update. Yeah, we've had a goal. Aldershot actually looked quite sharp from the off, and they forced the corner, but York City's first concerted effort in attack. Josh Stones making his way down the left, shaking off the Aldershot defenders that tried to challenge him, and then sending in a cross from the left, which Greg Ollie headed home right on the 4-minute mark. Not the start that Shots fans want, need, or can probably bear right now, but early on here it's York that take the lead. York City 1, Aldershot Town 0. First goal elsewhere in the National League. Braintree 1, Morecambe 0. And York City wasting no time in taking the lead I've seen Josh Stones come on a couple of times previously for Oldham and for York and not look that significant, but he's in electric form right now. And if anybody watched that game midweek a couple of weeks ago when they played Rochdale, it was pretty tight. Rochdale probably shaded the first half, 1-1 at half time, and then he went on a couple of little wriggly runs like that, and they just couldn't contain him, and he ended up finishing both of them himself that day.
Whereas his pace on the ball then was electric with it and without it.
And the strength as well, isn't it? Yeah, pace and strength, good combination. And not at all the start that the shots obviously wanted and probably even felt they deserved. You'd already mentioned how organised they looked, but that's just one player taking on one player until he finally beat him.
Yeah, I think he maybe didn't have the right player on him. I won't mention any names, but I think we got caught slightly on the back at the right hand side. But don't take anything away from Greg Ollie. That was, Rob, a fantastic finish.
Yeah, it was really, really good. The weight of the cross and the timing of the run and the header was really, really good. It had to be good to beat any keeper. Sadly for Kanaya Boyce Clark, it was the first 4 minutes of his National League debut. Here's a ball stood up towards the back post but over the bar from Alex Hunt. Generous applause around. And what you don't want to do, Brian, to be quite frank about it, when you've got a difficult enough challenge like the Shots have got today, you just don't want to give something up early on like that. And I've no doubt about their character, and they'll keep fighting, they'll keep playing, but you just don't want to give yourself a mountain to climb or a hill to climb when you've already just on your way up a mountain.
Well, you can see the change in direction of York immediately. They've got the towels up. I have to say, initially I do like the look at number 23, Joe Felix, who is out here on the right hand side.
Outstanding.
He looks a real diminutive figure, but he really looks like he's on the ball and up for this game. He really does look like he's wanted it, and I think it's going to come to him, although it was a bad ball out.
Yeah, it was a bad ball out from Ollie Pearce there, wearing gloves today. Ollie Pearce, of course, scored a hat-trick in this fixture last year on his way to 33 goals in the National League. Is Hargreaves picking up the ball with his back to goal. He has to go back to Boyce Clark. A reminder that Boyce Clark's in goal, not Dewhurst. One of a couple of decisions that surprised us prior to the game today. Here's Ryan Hill picking up the ball just inside the York half. Plays an intelligent ball down the left channel to James Henry. He tries an early cross. Harrison Mayer will catch that 6 yards out in front of his goal. Nice and easy bit of handling for him. The shots work in a good position. That
was a very quick transition there. Very good ball out from Connier there, from our goalkeeper, the Shots goalkeeper, who actually puts us on the forefront there. That was a good move by Shots.
Here comes Stones holding the ball up. Penny bounces off him. Inwood comes back in. Penny pokes the ball in touch, claims it's off Stones. Officials give it to York, who are 1-0 up. We're just inside the 10th minute here in the National League. Braintree, by the way, are also 1-0 up. Like York, that is, of course, if you just joined in before I said that. We'll try not to look too much at the league table and positions and talk about that too much at this stage of the game. Obviously, Braintree are playing Morecambe, so I don't know. Probably ideally you want a draw in that game, but
there's a few games down there, Rob, that are very important. But it's going to be, I think, Christmas is going to be the time where we can sit down and really say how difficult it's going to be for the rest of the season. We're 6 points adrift. We could be 7, we could be 8 after today, but we'll see what happens. We're not going to look at the table until afterwards.
You could argue that Woking are doing Aldershot a small favour. They're 1-0 up against Brackley Town, who beat them 6-2, didn't they, in the FA Cup. That was the last time Woking lost, funnily enough. It's going back quite a while. They're on an unbeaten run, I think, of some 10 games now, or 1 defeat in 10. Anyway, here's York in possession. And whilst they've got a bit about them today, they've got that swagger as well, haven't they?
They have. They're moving the ball around very well.
Yeah, they can also, they can also afford to vary the tempo a lot more now. They've got the crowd on side with that early goal. Here they come down the left-hand side. Newby. Once again, Will Nightingale's been dragged out wide, and that's a bit of a clumsy challenge there. Referee Robert Massey-Ellis not interested, But I've got to say, on first viewing for me from here, if he'd given a penalty, I wouldn't have been surprised. Brian, what was your opinion?
Well, I thought he left his foot in there, and I thought the ref had a very hard look at it, and I thought we got away with that one. But the ref's closer. We'll see. It's once again, isn't it? We'll see the replay maybe one day.
Look, I just occasionally you can get enough Wi-Fi to get a replay, but I have to go like referees do with what they see in the first look, and I'm just being honest. Shots fans will know I'm always honest. I think Nightingale and Aldershot have got away with
without a doubt.
I think
he's still thinking of churro, isn't he, the ref?
He might be. He might be still trying to even it up. Just let us catch a little bit of a break. I'm just going to put it on my pad. Possible penalty, Nightingale on Newby. Here come Aldershot down the left. Cameron Hargreaves has got that all wrong. A relatively routine 10-yard pass out to his left for Ryan Jones. Of course, Cameron Hargreaves will have triggered memories, I'm sure, today of his last visit here, where he got sent off.
Well, everyone wants to forget that. I mean,
it was a bit unfortunate,
yeah.
I think. Second yellow, was it, if I remember? I'm not 100%.
Yeah, it's not often. Well, in fact, I'll say it's not often. You know, we've seen the shots go away and concede 7, but we have conceded quite a few goals, big numbers in the last few years.
Good win from Ryan Hill here in the midfield, level with Brian and myself. We're 15-20 yards inside the York half. If you've joined us late, unfortunately for Shots, there has been a goal, and it's been in their net, and it was put there by the head of Greg Ollie. It was put there on 4 minutes. We've now had 12 and a half. The Shots now have got York pinned back in their own half and out of possession. York making themselves just as hard to break down as well as they can break through at the other end. Here's a nice ball into Ryan Jones. Lovely quick feet, spins, gets away, going forward, might get a shot away here, does, and scores!
What a goal!
What a lovely goal from Ryan Jones! Wonderful close control, great turn, driven low shot down to Harrison Mayle's left. And that moment that's been coming for Ryan Jones has arrived. In the 13th minute, the Shots are level with their first effort on goal as well. York City 1, Aldershot Town 1.
A lot of power behind that ball as well, and he was very focused. As soon as he picked that ball up, and he was about 40 yards out, he knew what he was going to do. He wasn't going to pass it straight to the D on the edge of the box and let loose. I think the goalkeeper got a very slight touch to it, but it was a brilliant shot, and I think we've actually deserved it, because we've had two real shots on goal, one header, and we've had a shot on goal, and I think that's a fair assumption at the moment. 1-1.
Excellent. That's Brian Bloomfield alongside myself, Rob Worrell, and we're about to get back underway. Well, we've got some good news for the BBC Surrey crew. It's gone to Aldershot Town, and it was a thing of beauty from Ryan Jones. He received the ball 40-45 yards out centrally, back to goal, quick feet, spun and disappeared away from 2 York trackers. Carried on, and as he got towards the edge of the area, he shot low to Harrison Mayle's left, and Mayle may have just got fingertips on it, but that was all, and it found the back of the net, and it's shell-shocked the York City home crowd. The goal coming in the 13th minute. We're in the 15th now, and it's York City 1, Aldershot Town 1.
The turn of pace by Ryan Jones then was phenomenal, because he had that within 5 yards. He took 2 yards out the player tracking him. It was a really good goal.
Talked about how, you know, Ryan Jones is on the edge of something a lot. I love him coming in from the left. He got that ball centrally. And he moved centrally, and he scored centrally. Here's Felix sending in a cross, headed away, right at the feet of Stones, flicks it towards goal, and Will Nightingale heads it behind for a corner, off of the line. It was going in. It was a wonderful flick, really creative and inventive from Josh Stones. I think he thought he'd done enough. The keeper was beaten, but Will Nightingale wasn't. 15 and a half minutes gone, corner to York, 1-1, Brian.
Well, it's end-to-end stuff. The supporters are getting their value for money, and if we go back to last week against Woking, I thought it was quite flat. This is the complete opposite. This is really exciting stuff.
In comes the corner for York, right-footed. An Aldershot head on it. Shots fans will know that when Aldershot Town have been scoring goals, they've conceded very, very quickly again afterwards. There's a little bit of a pull or a tug or a trip or something from James Henry outside the box on the right hand side. York City have got themselves a set piece. Callum Howe, amongst a couple of other injured or not involved York players, takes a seat in the stand quite near to us. It's a relief that he's not in the team today. He plays so well against Aldershot every year. He got in my all-time last 10-year National League 11. The two Callums at the back, Callum Howe and Callum Reynolds. You don't get any better, more experienced than them. He's out injured at the moment. York City 1, Aldershot 1, 16 and a half minutes gone. Free kick to York, out on the right-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Two-man wall from the shots. Alex Hunt is there and over it. I'm not sure who the other player is. It might well be Alex Newby. Potentially for a left-footed option, and it's Hunt who sends it in, powered towards goal, wide, and then York send it back across, and this time Kanaya Boyce Clark, he is there, he is in the sticks, Shots fans, saves it and sends it out quickly to Ryan Jones. The reason I say that, because we haven't really talked about him much in the goal York scored and in the goal that they very nearly scored. Here's York winning the ball through Felix. It's poked up just over the halfway line. Hargreaves has got it under control. He finds Inwood to Nightingale, and Nightingale up to Ryan Jones. He's picked up the ball up in space again. Wonderful first touch again. Finds Ryan Hill. Hill, not sure if he completely committed in his mind to a shot or a cross. He's not happy with something. He's getting a word in his ear from James Henry, which he doesn't want to hear, but I don't mind a bit of that, a bit of passion over spilling, but he ended up driving it across the angles, wide and high.
I was just thinking when he actually put that ball over, I was just thinking there's a little bit more today about the shot side that we've seen in recent months. There's something a bit more clinical about us, and there's a bit more drive. So there's something that is happening to turn this team round.
Could be quite simple, Brian, in terms of the final third. Yep. I think John Coleman has instructed them to have more efforts on goal. Aldershot have been getting to that point quite well, and then they've been hesitant, they've overpassed it. I think he recognises that the goals have dried up a little bit, and he wants them to be a little bit more potent. Here's Josh Stones picking up the ball, skipping out to the left-hand side. Now he's got Shackelford for company. He's wriggled away from him. Again, it's pulled back. Shot comes in, that's blocked, and then cleared away by Matt Penny. But Josh Stones may be an out-and-out centre forward. But listeners, in this first 18 and a half minutes, he's been absolutely rampaging down a little pocket, a little channel down the left-hand side to great effect. This time he had Shackelford with him previously, and worryingly, I have to say, he dragged out Will Nightingale with him. Pound for pound, in the back, as a centre-back, as a leader, Will Nightingale is a quality player. I think the only way he gets exposed is when he gets dragged out into a right-back position. He's taken on someone who's playing like a winger. Would you agree with that?
Very much so. I think we got away with that a little bit there, Rob, because the one thing we did have there, we had numbers in the box. Shots had numbers in defence, and I think that's why we got away with that. I think we're playing okay at the back at the moment. The midfield, I feel we're actually really exposing.
Hang on, Mayall's got it in front of his own goal. He's been shut down by the shots, so just wary of a possible goal opportunity. Here's Matt Penny with the ball, and Aldershot are causing a few issues for York when they're in possession. Good dummy by the referee, leaves it for Hill. Shot is deflected up in the air. It's volleyed forward by the York goal scorer Greg Ollie. Headed back, now Felix has got it. Lovely ball on the floor. Nightingale comes over and does well on this occasion. Stands up against Josh Stones, and then he presents himself there as a physical barrier as well, to say, you're not going to push me about today. Is that how you read his body language there?
Very much so. Yeah. What I was going to say yes now was that York are struggling with the way we're being quite direct at the moment from the middle. We're putting on the back foot immediately. We're not actually doing our normal crisscrossing. We're going direct to the front, and it's really good to see.
Altrincham 0, Scunthorpe 1, Uebazono. Here's York coming down the left. Felix scampering down the right, squares it across.
Oh, what a tackle! Got his foot in.
Right in front of the goal. Aldershot almost conceded, like they did at Rochdale, like they did against Woking. But Will Nightingale got down there, and even if he hadn't got there, I think Boyce Clark would have done.
Definitely,
behind for a corner. Aldershot showing some learning from defeat, from goals that have led to defeats in the last couple of league
Again,
games.
the amount of people we had rushing back there to actually defend was very good. It's a very good team performance at the moment. A lot of commitment, as you would expect, and
in comes the corner from the right hand side,
yeah.
Caught by Boyce Clark, and he comes to the edge of his area. Now you can finish your point, Brian.
Oh, what I was going to say as well is just behind the goal, it looks like the Shots fans have actually packed that little square out.
Looks like some of them have arrived late, doesn't it? They may have been struggling to get out of York Station, because we did, for a good 45 minutes. Is closer to 200 now. The Shots on the attack. Haddy Gandor holding it up. Sends the ball back to Ryan Hill. If you've joined us late, we're almost halfway through the first half. And the scoreline is York City 1, Aldershot Town 1. Ryan Jones with a wonderful turn, run and low crisp finish past Harrison Mail. The Shots now, even Josh Stones is 15-20 yards inside his own half, and he's the most forward York player. Shackelford up to Henry. Henry back to Shackelford. That's been misplaced. York have picked it up with Pearce. Tries a back heel. That doesn't work. Nightingale's onto it. Sends it to Tetek. Tetek finally getting a couple of games to impress John Coleman. Hopefully John Coleman can soon see what everybody else at Aldershot Town have seen, what a quality player he is. You also got, I noticed Tommy Theo Widrington's not in the squad today. Hopefully he's okay. He had a good game in the week in the National League Cup. Maybe Aldershot are in a position where 2 or 3 players are not getting in the squad now. Here's Penny with the overlapping run. Skips back onto his right foot. Drags it back to Hill. Hill thinks about a curled shot. He tries a curled shot. And he gets everything but the curl, and it goes wide. A little bit of curl, but nowhere near enough, Brian.
Yeah,
a good 7 or 8 yards wide.
We had 4 other players in or around the box. It was the wrong option, but again, a very good fluid move down the left-hand side by Aldershot. And at the moment, we've got our foot in the game. We've got a little bit of more control here today.
Yeah, I don't know whether Maynard or York will have set up either A, the way they want to play, or B, the way they think Aldershot would defend, but I think Aldershot have looked pretty organised so far. Here is that man, Josh Stones, who it's really strange. He's playing with a team attitude, but it's like he's been told his strength is to just bulldoze through on his own.
Oh, very much so.
The only difference being he had to do that in his own half there, and York have still got it in their own half. Now they play it forward to Ollie Pearce. He goes down rather clumsily. Referee Robert Massey Ellis gives the free kick. A reminder that Robert Massey Ellis is the referee that sent off Marcus Dewhurst, a red card that was subsequently rescinded at Truro on that evening when the Shots somehow clung on and got themselves a 2-2 draw with that late penalty by James Henry. And Massey Ellis has refereed Aldershot since. There's a good poaching, good pressing from Gandor. He's going to get the ball back now from Ryan Jones. Tries a shot, decent power, always rising, ends up only a couple of feet over the bar. But Aldershot asking questions, and in the last 5 minutes they've asked 3 of them, Brian. It remains 1-1, and for this brief period, I don't think we're exaggerating. The last 5, 6, 7 minutes, the Shots are on top.
It's hard to believe what I'm watching here at the moment. We are playing very well.
Well, here come York down the right hand side, and good work from Penny to get there just in front of Felix. The light drizzle in the air has got a little bit heavier. Here's a throw inside to Stones, coming out of the penalty area, receiving the ball with his back to goal. Goes back to Ryan Fallowfield, and then Joe Felix can't keep it in.
That was pressure.
So hang on, Brian, they're going to come to us shortly, and that's all right. 1-1, throw in to the Shots, halfway inside their own half on the left side. Matt Penny's going to take it, and there's a slight delay in proceedings. I think the referee just waiting for Will Nightingale to tie his shoelace up. The old tying up the shoelace trick, one of the oldest in the book. Throw down the line, flicked on by Gandor, headed inside, and now York City have got it, and they've played the ball all the way back to Harrison Mail. And we've seen Harrison Mail have some super shows against Shots in the past, particularly for Dorking. Today He has been beaten, and beaten inside the opening quarter of an hour. Okay, York on the halfway line. Yeah, well, it's still 1-1, Gary, but we have had some signs, and in the last 5 minutes, Ryan Hill with a drilled cross shot, Ryan Hill with a curled shot, and Paddy Gandor with a driven shot just over, have had 3 attempts for shots. They've actually had a very mini period in which they've been on top. However, it is still 1-1. It's end to end. It's your basketball style game that we probably thought we would get. At the moment, though, 26 and a half minutes gone. It's York City 1, Aldershot Town 1. Ball is with York on the edge of the final third. Hunt makes a run, goes for a give and go. It's cut out by the shots. Nightingale wins it, finds Jones. Jones inside to James Henry. Always adept at finding a bit of space. His back pass is overhit. It's meant to be just a straightforward pass to Shackelford. And then Shackelford sends it back to Boyce Clark, and Boyce Clark has to clear under pressure from Josh Stones, smashes it off Stones, goes behind the goal. Goal kick to the shots. 27 minutes gone, Brian. Trying to come to you as much as I can. I can feel your enthusiasm knows no bounds, so we will involve you as much as we can. But obviously if we get near the goals, just try and hold off, and I'll pick up the commentary. But the shots equipping themselves pretty well to this point.
Yeah, certainly have. Yeah, I have to say our closing down has been quite exceptional at the moment. And the last attack that we had, Gandor actually turned around, closed the play down, then retrieved the ball again.
Yeah, good header from James Henry into the path of Ryan Hill. Hill back to Hargreaves, and York all of a sudden sent everybody except Josh Stones back into an out of possession shape. I think Aldershot look as if they're going to have more joy if they can move it quickly on the transition. As soon as York recognise they're out of possession, they get into a good shape. Here's Henry. He's got an overlapping run from Penny. Sends it inside to Hargreaves. He's going to try a shot from distance. That's deflected up in the air. It's got a little bit of spin on it. Penny's protecting it. Felix doesn't touch it. Penny keeps it in. Goes back to James Henry. Cross comes in. Cleared away. Volleyed away by York City. Stones is up against Sam Inwood. Great composure from Inwood, but then the ball holds up, and then Inwood wins it again, clean off of Josh Stones. Henry tries the ball forward towards Gandor. That's cut out by York. Fallowfield and Felix combining on the right hand side. Ball inside, looking for Stones. Ball round the corner from Ollie Pearce. Nightingale gets there first. Ollie was interested, but he was offside anyway. And so far so good for the shots in what would appear and might have been called on the fans' coach on the way up mission impossible. 1-1, 29 minutes gone.
I think if you were neutral at this game and you didn't know the league positions, you'd think that this was second v third. I mean, we really are playing well today.
Here's Aldershot on the counter now. Ryan Hill on the right hand edge of the penalty area. He's got a forward run, squared across. Hargreaves is going to get there. It's going to go running past the goal. He keeps it in though by the byline. You can hear the oohs and ahs from the York fans. Cross comes in from Penny, deflected up in the air, flicked on by Henry, and then Gandor just cleverly impeded from being able to get onto the loose ball. And York said, "Have it. Listen to the jeers, listen to the noise." This is a very different atmosphere, Brian, to the one in which York were 3-1 up at this point in the game last season.
Well, I think they sense, that's the home fans actually sense how well we're playing. We're very quick to close down. York City, when the players are coming out, we're onto them very quickly. If we have a look now, we're actually, the goalkeeper's kicking it at the moment, and we've got Gandor closing the goalkeeper down. Everything is going our way. Bit of shove there though.
A little shove from Shackelford, and it gives me an opportunity to tell you that Carlisle are 1-0 up against Tamworth. Hartlepool are 1-0 up against Hartlepool. Good afternoon to Steve Ray. He's listening in from the sunny Isle of Wight. He's in his Santa outfit, waiting for his Christmas present. You probably have a long wait. There's Aldershot winning the ball again, off of York. Nice back heel from Hill into the path of Tetek. Tetek running forward. Gandor's onto it inside the penalty area. Tries to get it back on his right foot. Squares it. Comes to Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's off the bar. Followed up. Cleared away. And Ryan Hill follows it up. Aldershot won a penalty. And the referee has given a corner, I believe. Aldershot think there was a handball. I don't know how the ball stayed out. James Henry rattles the crossbar, it bounces down on or around the line. Follow-up shot from Hill is deflected wide. 1-1, corner to shots.
Well, I think it was definitely, it looked like a deflection onto an arm of one of the York City players, but the referee was close enough to see it. I presume he thought it was an arm to ball, so that's why he hasn't given it. But what a fantastic piece of play here by Aldershot.
In comes the corner from Ryan Jones, left-footed. It's flicked on by the head of a York player at the far post. Aldershot Town have got themselves another corner, and they're on top at the moment. Let's just call it as we see it. Of course, Brian and I know every bit of quality that's in that York City side, how they've been doing, how they've been free scoring, but Aldershot have given them a few headaches so far today.
Definitely so. We've got some height here now, haven't we, as well? We just saw that in that first corner. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, can Aldershot make first contact from this corner? Referee Massey Ellis is having a word about the push in and the pull in. And Aldershot, after a sustained spell now of 10-12 minutes where they've created the only 4 goal scoring opportunities since the 18th minute through to the 31st. We're now in the 33rd minute, and Ryan Jones has switched sides. He's going to send in an in-swinging corner from the left-hand side. Eventually, when Robert Massey Ellis says we can get back underway. It's absolutely crowded. Everybody's in there on the 6-yard line. The flick on to the far post. Penny's chasing. He's got it. He'll send it back to Henry. Henry squares it. Everybody pretty much in the York penalty area. Hill is going to send it out to the right side to Ryan Jones. York's partly coming out. Jones is having another run. Tries a little ball into Shackelford. Driven shot is blocked and put out for a throw. And the York City fans are almost like they're like, hang on a minute, we expected to be 3-0 up by now. Why are we 1-1 and being outplayed here? That's the kind of feeling of resentment from the York faithful at the moment. Long way to go. 33 minutes gone, 1-1, and the shots on top. Penny back to inward. Shots just playing it across the back line, which has Ryan Hill in it in a minute. He plays it forward now to Shackelford. Shackelford goes for the 1-2 and he's onto it, drives the ball in, and it's cleared behind desperately by Fagan Walcott in front of Haddy Gandor. And Will Nightingale is still up there from the previous corner. 2.5 minutes ago, Ryan Hill dropped into his position. That's the kind of intelligence and rotation that you want.
And I think we just saw also Shackelford, why he's here. He did a quick 1-2, got that ball in.
In comes the corner from Jones underneath the bar, headed away by Kitchen, only as far as Hill. He lobs it back in, headed out again, only as far as Henry. Tries a shot from distance, always rising, just a little wide. And it's another attempt towards goal by Aldershot Town. I make it their 8th of the game in the opening 34 minutes.
And once again, you know, we actually picked up the ball in the middle of the park when we shouldn't have done, and we had a shot on goal. Yeah, it was wide.
Is Hale, that's his name for short, Harrison Mayle, Hale. York City have got it. Ollie goes to ground, nothing given by Massey Ellis. Ball from Aldershot up towards Hill. He flicks it on first time to Henry, who tries to head it back to him and does. Henry ends up on the floor. Hill ends up with the ball. Ryan Jones is in a bit of space on the left. There's a ball forward to Gandor. He's not given offside. It's squared across. Aldershot's footballing chaos is causing York City problems here, but it's still 1-1. Here's Hargreaves running onto a loose ball. Heavy touch by Stones, and Aldershot looking to come again. They're enjoying themselves out there. They're playing superbly. They're 1-1. In all truth, they probably should be ahead. Look at Shackelford. Wow. It's gone past 1, gone past 2. Squared it in, cleared away. Only as far as Tetek. Feeds it straight back to that man, Shackelford. He's up against Kitchen now. He's had the beating of him once or twice. This time he comes back to Dayan Tetek. Tetek back to Shackelford. Shackelford to Jones. And Aldershot just a little bit more ponderous now. Out to the right hand side, Nightingale looks to give the ball back to Shackelford. He's gone past 1, he goes down, no free kick, but York clear it straight to Ryan Jones. He's 35 yards out, thinks momentarily about another shot, why not? Sends it to Nightingale, Cross comes in, cut out behind, another corner to Shots. Their 5th, I make it, of the first half.
Rob,
and Brian, they've got to score while they're on top, right?
Rob, it's like an end of season promotion battle. We've had more excitement in this first half hour than any.
Brilliant. We're going to update our radio listeners very shortly. Shackelford's gone down. It might be an appropriate time to do so. We can all catch our breath. And lovely. It's still 1-1, and I've got to be honest here, Aldershot are playing so well, they should be in the lead now. The York City players, after a stoppage here, have been called to the touchline. The fans don't quite know what's going on. They expected to see Aldershot Town absolutely trounce this afternoon, and to be perfectly honest, for 15 minutes now, the Shots have been well on top. Hill's had a couple of efforts. Gandor's had a couple of efforts. Henry has rattled the crossbar. The follow-up shot from Hill was diverted behind for a corner. Aldershot have had 4 corners in the last 10 minutes. They're completely on top for now. York City, of course, looking to turn this one around in terms of the balance of play and in terms of the scoreline. But at the moment, the Shots are equipping themselves superbly. 37 minutes gone. York City 1, Aldershot Town 1. Still got the stoppage in play here. Brian, if you want to come in with a more relaxed point or two.
Yeah, what I was just thinking is that there's not one player that isn't performing today. Maybe that's just the reason why we've got our tail up at the moment. Absolutely fantastic. As I said earlier, it's like an end of season promotion battle here, and Aldershot are more than playing their part, and I think we've got the upwind closing down them at the moment.
All right, 1-0 to Woking against Brackley, who are now down to 10 men as well. Gateshead are 1-0 up at Sutton. A few more scores to tell you. In fact, Gateshead Sutton is now 1-1, and it's 1-1 between Altrincham and Scunthorpe as well. And at the moment, unfortunately, after a storming start, Shackelford, his game is going to be finished, and he's going to be replaced by Archie Taylor. Aldershot, though, are going to restart play with a corner. Couldn't quite tell what the injury was. Such a shame. He was having a brilliant first half, Raheem Shackelford, particularly going forward. Archie Taylor runs into the play, and Ryan Jones takes the corner. It's headed away by York, and Felix might get onto it, but a good strong tackle from Ryan Hill. The shots are going to come again. Hill's approaching centrally, not been tackled yet. Plays the ball back to Henry. Henry out wide. Cross in from Archie Taylor, headed away by York. Again, Ryan Jones looks like he's going to get there first, and eventually Ollie Pearce does get there first and wins a free kick. What an awful shame for Raheem Shackelford, Brian. But Archie Taylor is game ready. He's been playing virtually every game. Probably finally earned himself the rest he was going to get today. Not that he'd have wanted it. He's back on in the right back position.
No, it looked like that Raheem Shackelford was actually holding a hamstring there slightly. Maybe a bit of a pull, Rob. Bit unfortunate, because I thought down on the right hand side we were giving them a lot of problems.
Yeah, and the problem for Shackelford is he's not played a lot of football lately, and all of a sudden he's come in and he's a fit lad, and he's played an awful lot of the last 3 or 4 games.
Well, you can see how disappointed he was going off.
Free kick to Aldershot. Stones with an arm in the back of Matt Penny, and it's another bit of misfortune striking Aldershot at a time when they were basically shrugging off all the misfortune around them. Saw lots of people predicting the scoreline today, so-called experts in the National League. My friend and colleague Luke Walsh on his podcast, him and Paul Jenkins went for 4-1 and 5-1, and of course things could still end up nearer to those scores, but the scoreline's level, 1-1. Aldershot are absolutely deserving of the point that they're clutching onto at the moment. They're pushing really hard for a second and a third. Here's Henry chesting the ball down, but also handling it according to Massey Ellis. Free kick to York City, who for some reason are not quite on their A game today. Here's Stones chesting the ball down, playing it into the path of Felix. Felix is running up against Penny, can't beat him, but he's the first to react as a prodded foot just pokes the ball momentarily off him. Here's Hunt playing the ball up to Greg Ollie. He's shaken off the ball. Shots have won it with Ryan Hill. Hill finds Henry, who finds Nightingale, who finds Tetek, who finds Ryan Jones on the right hand side. Ryan Hill, I beg your pardon. And now Aldershot have lost possession. Ollie Pearce has got it, squares it, and it's cleared away by Penny. It'll find the touch 10-15 yards inside the Aldershot town half, and the York fans, who were quite verbal with their dissent, have just now gone quiet.
Well, we actually said earlier, didn't we, and you pointed that out, Rob, that York have lost 2 games this season, both at home, and I get a sense of frustration slightly creeping in at the moment. It's not a good performance for their position in the league by York.
Long way to go though, of
exactly.
course. And from Aldershot Town's point of view, the first little target they have as Stones is battling away, but Boyce Clark comes to the edge of his area and gathers. Aldershot will want to get themselves in at half time, at least level, if not ahead. They've just eased off the pressure they had on York now for about 15 minutes. Jordan Ponticelli scored for Tamworth to equalise at Carlisle. They're doing something similar there. Banker home wins those two. There's a good challenge from Greg Ollie, the goal scorer for York, in their best moment of the game so far, which came in the 4th minute. Here's Ryan Jones battling hard, winning the ball. He can't come away with it. Hill can. Hill rides one challenge, thinks about going down, but stays on his feet. Plays the ball back to Ryan Jones. Jones to Tetek. Aldershot's performances have been improving for large periods of matches. They've had a really good period here. Here's Tetek through the middle, plays it out to James Henry. Henry sets Archie Taylor away. Not the best ball, but his first touch is good. He then manages to get his cross in, beat the York player to the ball, and York prod it behind for another corner. And as conversations with John Coleman have been recently after matches, it's all very well visiting managers, players, fans, complimenting Aldershot. It's points they want, not plaudits.
Well, exactly. We went from the left side to the right side. York City couldn't get anywhere near us. Some very good play. We just need points on the board. Whether we're going to get any today, as you said earlier, it's debatable. But looking at the 2 teams here today, I can't see why we can actually get at least a draw here today.
Ryan Jones has fetched the ball, ready to take this corner. It's 1-1. We've got 2 minutes of the first half plus added time left, and the drizzle comes down even heavier. Ryan Jones sends it in, and there's a little header towards goal. It's half cleared and then followed up and blocked off the line, and this time it's Dayan Tetek whose effort from 6 yards is blocked. I mean, there were just so many bodies in there.
It was a crowded house, wasn't it? It was just so many in there. There had to be 16 players within the 6-yard box. Yeah,
it's behind for another corner to the shots. Going to be a right-footed in-swinger from James Henry here. And they really are asking questions.
They don't look comfortable, Rob, defending.
Not at the moment. Robert Massey-Ellis, he's had a good game decisions-wise, but every corner, every free kick, we're just wasting a minute while he talks to them about the pushing and shoving. I'd rather they just gave decisions one way or the other. In comes the corner, a little flick on, half cleared, follow up, and now York might get out here. There's a bit of a battle. Josh Stones takes the ground, the ball's in touch, it'll be a throw into York. There was a little bit off the ball, Inwood and Stones. I think Inwood did enough to off balance him, but the ball was going up the left side. Referee certainly hasn't seen it. The assistant referee is on the other side as well. I don't think there'll be any more comebacks there on Sam Inwood for that, but who's to say that Josh Stones didn't shove him first anyway. 44 minutes and 45 seconds gone now. York with a throw in down the left side, 1-1. Stones holds it up, flicks it over his head. Aldershot head it down the line, flick it on, can only find a York player, and tackles flying in now from Aldershot players, and they've come away with the ball. The ball's in touch. The throw-in is given to York, and 3 added minutes
with
go up on the board.
Agents, the 4th official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes added time.
Brian,
3 minutes.
Aldershot are level. They could be ahead. How important is it that they do go in at least level to have something to show? As the ball comes in, it's volleyed clear. Let's see if they can get it clear first before we open that debate. Here's a follow-up shot blocked by Aldershot. Now York trying to force it in. Aldershot putting a foot through it to clear, and now it'll go all the way up to half time. Oh, they nearly gave it away, York, and the hand goes up from Kitchen, one of the more reliable players. Very nearly, under the pressing from Aldershot, gave it away. Here's Hunt sending the ball forward. You wouldn't believe a team as equipped as this, as well managed as this, as organised as this from York, have been so relatively clueless in this first half to cope with what Aldershot are doing to them, Brian.
Well, when you look at the last attack we had, York City had 6 players on the goal line, and I think that's because of the height we've got in our team. Now revert a couple of minutes later, York on the attack, and we had 4 or 5 players actually back closing down the York City. They had nowhere to go. I think this is an exceptional performance today. Let's make no bones about it. I haven't seen a shot side like this for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fed up trying to talk to people who haven't been at the games about how we can see improvements in this Aldershot Town team. They need results to show it. Here's Penny coming down the left side. He tries to get his cross in. It's cut out. It's behind for what I believe is Aldershot Town's 8th corner of the first half. And we've got 1 added minute of the 3 added to go on.
You said earlier about, going in at 1-1. It is very important. It will actually change the mindset of what John Coleman's going to say, because those players are going to go in there 6 foot 5 inches tall.
If they go in level or ahead. In comes the corner, half headed away to the edge of the area. Ryan Jones just gets there in front of Felix. James Henry sweeps the ball back into the far post. Harrison Mayle jumps unopposed and catches it. And we got 32 seconds of the first half left. And he tries to send Alex Newby scampering away. It beats him. It goes all the way through to Kanaya Boyce Clark, who frankly wasn't around when Nightingale headed the clearance off that might have made it 2-0. That was a key moment. And didn't have a lot of chance with the goal, but other than that, he hasn't had too much asked of him this afternoon. Here's a ball round the corner from York. Inward volleys it up and towards halfway. Jones can only just set it. There is the half-time whistle. It's 1-1, and I'm just going to put it like this, Brian. There's one team and one set of supporters in this stadium that are going in at half-time relieved that their team are drawing 1-1, and it's the home side.
Well, you'd think we were the home side and York were the away side, and you most probably heard those boos going across, and I can understand the disappointment of the home support, because the Minstermen haven't been playing well today, there's no doubt about it. Shots have been absolutely superb. I mean, Rob, you cannot see a weak link in that team at the moment today.
And luckily, where they've lost a player in Shackelford, they've got Archie Taylor come on, who's kind of match fit and ready and offers something a little bit different. Just hold off for a second, Brian. We'll chat some more, but I know they are going to come to us for a half-time report shortly.
Birthday to York fan Ruben Bevington celebrated his 9th birthday with his friends today, Albert, Jack and Andrew.
I might shout out the odd half-time scoreline elsewhere.
Here today with his granddad all the way from Portsmouth.
Altrincham 1, Scunthorpe 1, Braintree 1, Morecambe 0, Carlisle 1, Tamworth 1. Forest Green 0, Southend 0, Hartlepool 1, Truro 0, Rochdale 0, Eastleigh 0, Sutton 1, Gateshead 1, Woking 1, Brackley 0, Yeovil 0, Boston 0. Borehamwood Halifax is a 5:30 kickoff. 1-1 here between York and Aldershot, and it finished 1-1 between Solihull and Wilstone earlier.
Uncle Mark, Lily and Maisie. What a party that's going to be. You alright, Yorkie? Just checking.
Yeah, 1-1 at half-time, but as I've just said on air, Robin, one team, one manager and one set of supporters have just, well, the supporters haven't, but the team and the manager have left the pitch, and one set of supporters is mightily relieved that it's 1-1 at half-time. And it's not the red and blue army, it's the York City fans who will be mightily relieved it's 1-1. Aldershot totally dominated the final half an hour of that first half, having got back level through Ryan Jones' lovely turn, run and strike. Hill's come close twice, Gandor just over the bar, Henry's rattled the crossbar, Hill had a shot cleared off the line, Tetek had one cleared off the line, and the shots have rattled York City everywhere. They haven't got any points to show for it yet, and they don't want to leave with plaudits and not points, but just the one is in their hand at the moment. Robin, a terrific first half display from John Coleman's Aldershot Town.
And Jonathan Stewart have brought the 91-year-old Cynthia Parker with them today. Have a good day, Cynthia. It's the first time.
All right, Brian, just picking over that. I guess you can take positive or negative views of that, but obviously a slight concern for the Shots fans that they'll have now at half time is that York have now got an opportunity to change something, haven't they?
Oh, very much so, and also could they honestly play any worse? I think not. They were very lacklustre. I'm sure the manager's in there trying to put things right, trying to find a weakness in where shots are played. It's very difficult because although York aren't playing good, it's because the Aldershot team is playing really well. In particular, we're closing down. The back line is defending one after one. If one person is left adrift, there's another one there. When we get the ball midfield, we're moving it very quick. We're not doing the normal crab side to side. It's going forward and it's going quickly.
Yeah,
and very important. That's what it's. They obviously had a game plan, York City, and they're shocked of how we've come to play.
Well, look, let's get the thoughts of a York City supporter. It's Morgan Bruce, who's a friend and colleague of mine. Good to see you, Morgan, from the Absolute Football podcast. You tell me first of all if I'm right or wrong here. One set of supporters is mightily relieved that it's 1-1 at half time, and it's not Aldershot, is it?
No, not at all. That got to about 35 minutes and I was sat there thinking, just get us to half time. We were second best after we scored in the third minute. We were second best for basically the entire first half there. Aldershot were all over us and looked fantastic. You wouldn't have guessed that's third against 20th at kick-off at all.
No, I think they've had 8 corners now, Aldershot. Henry's rattled the post, the bar, hasn't he, and Hill and Tetek have had shots cleared off the line. I guess from a York City point of view, I think something in the way Aldershot set up has surprised them. I don't particularly know why. Aldershot playing the 4-2-3-1, the same formation they played under all John Coleman's games. But you said to me midweek, I think Aldershot will have more chance if they go at York because they've been a bit vulnerable defensively of late. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, it's completely fair. Conceded 2 against Brackley, 2 against Eastleigh, 2 against Morecambe. Our worst game here was against Scunthorpe, where they bullied us and came at us. When we look good, it's when teams kind of sit off us and let us play. Aldershot haven't let us play and have been the far better team in this first half. If they keep up in the second half, Aldershot should win this. But and I think I said it midweek and in my York Press preview, it comes down to the subs. We've got a very, very strong bench. If we can win this in the last half an hour due to subs, I'd be very happy. I think that's how it's going to have to go. Whether a bit of a storm for the next 15 minutes and use subs to win it if we're going to win this game.
Yeah, there's a really, really long way to go. I mean, we both remember just a month or so ago, Rochdale came here and was slightly the better side at 1-1 at half time, arguably, but then they come out and Josh Stones, who, by the way, just looks to me like a player that the manager just said, just bulldoze through them, because he did it against Rochdale. He's tried it today. He played a pivotal part in a goal, and let's have it straight. That was a wonderful goal from Greg Ollie. The timing of the run, the quality of the cross, and the way he finished.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic goal by Ollie, and he scored last week. and we're lucky to have a player like him, but he's just needed game time. Obviously with the injury he had at Gateshead, he missed so much football, so much time. He just needed some game time. Scored last week, scored this week, and he's starting to hit his stride. Josh Stone's been our best player though. Like he bulldozed Rochdale and he's trying it here. He seems to be the only player that's creating on anything really. Ollie Scotton has gone quiet. Ollie Pearce has been quiet. It's basically been Josh Stone's try and do your best here, and that's been the tactic. Nothing else is really working, while Aldershot keep coming forward with wave after wave of attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I did say a couple of times to Brian alongside me that the one downside for Aldershot is they've dominated that last 25-30 minutes of the half, but they haven't scored again, and that's probably what is quite crucial going forward, because as the game goes on, the shots don't have the same strength in depth on the bench that York do they?
No, and I think that you just saw in the last 15 minutes, the amount of defenders York had back very quickly. And I mentioned that last corner, they had 6 on the line and 3 in front. I mean, there's just no way we could get through that wall. As I said, I called it a crowded house. I mean, they were worried. The manager has obviously set them the last few minutes to actually defend. The second half, it's like Aldershot, just for home fans, it's like Aldershot now playing towards the East Bank. They're playing towards their home fans, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can do any more or give any more than they did in the first, to be honest. But yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that the York players are going to be up for this. They're going to be more motivated. They're going to have a bit more sprint in their step. What we've got to do, if we can defend like we did in the first half, we could be okay.
And final question to you, Morgan. Do York tend to prefer to attack this end away to our left in the second half, where there's more York populace?
Yeah, no, it's something we look to do every week, and there's a bit of a thing of if we get turned around and shoot towards the south stand in the first half, it's not great. We want to shoot towards our own fans in the second half. We want late goals down at that end. It is something we do want every time it comes to a kick-off coin toss. So I'm hoping that same magic happens again. I've seen so many goals in front of that south stand, so I'm really hoping today's again the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure York City are going to have their moments in the second half, but if I'm not able to join you there on Monday, make sure you tell them the shots are improving, alright? I keep trying to get the narrative out there, but everybody's talking about just the results. Hopefully it'll be our day soon, if not today. Good to see you, and look after yourself.
Yeah, and you too. It's very good to see you, Rob. I'll see you later.
Cheers, Morgan.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian, for accommodating that. I knew Morgan was coming.
Yeah, that's
he
good.
did say he'd try and say hello at some point.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We can have a quick break now, if you like, till the players come out. No point taking on that PA announcer, is there?
York City forever with 228 points. Congratulations. York City forever are our winners this afternoon. You've won 4 tickets for hospitality in the York Lounge at a game of your choosing next year. Congratulations and thank you to everybody who's taken part, and thank you of course to our friends at Speed Quizzing for hosting this mega quiz, which will be back at a future fixture. Thank you. Got all the word there, just a quick one, Robert, before the second half. Happy birthday to George! Here he is, down the front here. Stand happy birthday, George. You shared a birthday with somebody very famous to me. Well done. I'm not 10, 55. Getting there.
Oh, no. Well, that's the key thing today, because if we
just a reminder, we have no fixture next Saturday. The game away at Sutton against Price National is being rearranged for Tuesday the 13th of January, kick-off 7:45 p.m. We're back next in action at Portman today. Isuzu FA Trophy away at Clitheroe, kick-off at 3 p.m. That game is worth tickets. If you're planning going, get on the website and get your tickets. Our game, next game here at the Community Stadium is on the 20th of December.
Well, to be honest with you,
Enterprise National League versus Truro City, kick-off at a slightly later time of 5:30 p.m.
I know that I'm really worried about that.
Well, yeah, I would be not too bad, but yeah.
But some serious questions asked, isn't there? In the first half itself, York didn't react to it, did they?
We should have been top in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The one that he misses in the first minute.
Penalty from me, by the way, on Nightingale.
Oh, really?
We both thought it was a penalty, yeah. And
What about this one? I couldn't tell.
Oh, no, I don't know
And the
about
stream's not working, so no one's seen it.
I think it was.
It's not working. Yeah, it's down.
Pull the hand on.
Yeah, it was pretty hit hard. It wanted to
Yeah, there's no way to do
I did say this, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but considering they don't normally have to do as much defending, York have been throwing their bodies on the line as much before. And that's the only reason it hasn't gone into the time. There's Tetek and Hill and
Return for the second half. Shooting towards his standards. Please welcome back Billy Surrey.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be about your finishes today.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Sheffield because he was looking to.
Well, going forward, he was.
Yeah, he's done it.
He's done.
Yeah.
Having a feel there.
To be honest, all our players have gone forward for the last half.
St Johnson's goal.
Congratulations to the winners of Speed Quizzing York City Forever.
Right, that wasn't much
To claim your
of a
prize,
break,
go to the club office.
but that's because of our own enthusiasm to talk all things football, all things Aldershot Town and Aldershot opponents today, York City. 1-1 the half-time score. The teams are now out for the second half.
Speed Quizzing.
You wouldn't think Aldershot are playing in a game in which they is following 7 consecutive league defeats. Just a reminder, by the way, that Boyce Clark left Reading in the summer. He is not on loan. I called him a loanee a couple of times today, by all accounts. So just to confirm that he is a non-contract player now for Aldershot Town, playing in goal. We're about to get underway with the second half. The shots, by the way, and I think I forgot to mention this earlier, are in all yellow. York City are in red shirts, black shorts and white socks. And I believe that York City have made or are going to make a substitution. And that Zach Johnson, who has previously been on loan at Hartlepool, is going to come off the bench, the number 29. He's on for the number 2, Ryan Fallowfield. Okay, signed in the week, on loan from Sunderland. He's a Premiership player, and he wasn't named in the starting lineup, but Stuart Maynard's seen enough to bring him on. Brian Bloomfield.
Well, I think that's a good decision by their manager, because they were struggling, and they've now got a little bit more height as well in the back line, and we're now actually on the attack again.
Okay, we're underway. Steady drizzle in the air. I'll run through your Aldershot Town team in just a minute as York win a free kick just inside their own half. Another little error from that first half, which I just wanted to write, is that it was James Durkin, of course, that was the referee at Truro, not Massey Ellis. My apologies, and I'll tell you what the thing is in my brain that's gone off. They're both sons of former Premiership referees, and I've got them mixed up in this instant. But Massey Ellis, I'm pretty sure, has refereed Aldershot Town once or twice in the last year or so. 1-1 then, half-time. Here's a chest forward from Josh Stones. Are York going to take it to Aldershot from the off? There's a ball into Stones inside the penalty area. He's turning, he's trying to make room for a shot. He looks to square it. Follow-up shot comes in. It's deflected. I think it's Fagan Walcott who'd crept forward, and his shot deflects in. It's so cruel for Aldershot Town. But inside 2 minutes of the second half, they go 2-1 down in a game in which they dominated for large periods in the first half. Deflection which gave Boyce Clark absolutely no chance. And here we find ourselves, Brian, pretty much where we were in the first half. The game beginning with the shots going behind.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a good, very quick movement. We just got caught on the right hand side of the box with one player who was totally unmarked. Two shots players were well off him. He was able to get a very easy shot in, slight deflection. It's going to be a hard road in from here, but who knows. We said that when they went 1-0 up in the first half. Let's see what happens.
2-1 to York then, 2 minutes into the second half. Thanks Paul Reynolds and Neil Hocking, who are regular listeners but possibly would have been watching the DAZN coverage today with different commentary. That has broken down today, it's not working, so good to know that you've tuned in to the BBC Surrey commentary, lads. Hopefully the shots can play as well in the second half as they did in the first, but they're going to have to come from behind again now for a second time. Here's a deep cross in from the left, headed down by Kitchen, hooked on by a York player, then volleyed by Josh Stones into the path of Ryan Jones, who turns. He's running at the penalty area, he looks to get past his man and can't. York foot stabs it away but can only find Ryan Hill. Hill finds Archie Taylor, cross comes in from Taylor, and Hadi Gandor comes towards it on the penalty spot, stoops, gets something on it, but it flicks off his head and goes out to the right hand side where Felix can pick it up. And York City, despite being outplayed for as long as they were in that first half, can actually go, well, it's normal business resumed now. 2-1 up just a couple of minutes into the second half, and the atmosphere in the ground starting to change again. The singing that hasn't been there for the last half an hour of the match, and when they probably wanted and needed it.
Yeah, I think York have come out slightly a bit different. If you have a look at their formation, they're slightly spread a bit more. It's going to be interesting to see how Aldershot counter this different style. It's going to be interesting, because the one thing that we don't want to do is turn around and sit back, and I think after they scored, we do look like a team that can actually really still pick up the pace. So I think if we can keep in this game, we'll be alright.
Okay, free kick to Aldershot out on the left hand side. Ryan Jones is going to take it. It's very deep, it's only just into the York half, very high defensive line. Gandor stays in an offside position, the ball comes in, swing and a miss from York, picked up by Aldershot on the far post. Twinkle toes on the right wing, there is Will Nightingale, plays the ball back to Taylor. Taylor finds Tetek. Aldershot almost lose the ball out of play, but they recover, and then York put a foot through it. We'll update our radio listeners shortly, Brian, so hold your fire. And 2-1 to York. We'll let our radio listeners know as soon as we can. York have won the ball in the edge of their own area, and York clear towards halfway. Ryan Hill will play the ball back to Boyce Clark. Volleyed clear at the other end by York, and then a brave header from Inwood. Nightingale picks up the ball and feeds Ryan Hill. Hill with the ball up to James Henry, little flick round the corner looking for Gandor. He's just beaten to the ball by the substitute Zach Johnson. And after that brilliant half an hour ending the first half where the shots are on top and couldn't score, York City came straight out and within 2 minutes retook the lead. More Malachi Fagan-Walcott with the goal, a deflection on it as well to wrong foot the shots keeper Boyce Clark. And York now probably will feel normal services resumed. The atmosphere amongst the crowd has gone back to one of a little bit more noisy and supportive, and York lead by 2-1. We're 6 minutes into the second half. Here come Penny straight through the middle of the bar. He's beaten one, he's beaten two, and then he goes down, wants a free kick. Referee Massey Ellis shakes his head and says no. The ball runs through to Harrison Mail, and York will start again from the back. Can Aldershot Town build on that good first half performance? Here's York down the left side. Pearce tries to get the ball in. That's cut out, and it'll fall nicely for Tetek. York had got 5 bodies forward in attack. Aldershot Town now have got 5 attacking against 6 at the back. And Henry rides one tackle. He's got Jones out there on the left if he can find him, but he switches it out to the right to Ryan Hill. Hill's going up against Zach Johnson. Can he get the ball in? Going up against Kitchen. Kitchen sticks a foot in and wins it. And then both players go down. Both players want a free kick. Nothing's been given. And then there is a rather obvious shove from Ryan Hill, which is not spotted by the referee. The ball's in touch, and Aldershot Town have restarted play. Jones has got it, and he's lost it, and York have cleared it forward, and Josh Stones is outnumbered. It's the pincer movement for the shots, and Nightingale and Inwood shake him off. Ball played up to Archie Taylor, sends it inside to Tetek. Shots continue despite the scoreline, 2-1 down, trailing again, to really play on the front foot and really go at this York City side. Here's a ball into Penny, clearly part of that plan to get a little bit more forward on the left and on the right. Shackelford was the other part of that plan. He sadly has limped off with injury, been replaced though by the very able youngster Archie Taylor. Here's Hill feeding Taylor down the right hand side. Taylor looks to play it down to Jones, but Alex Newby reads that. 53 minutes gone now here at the LNER Stadium, home of York City, the Minster men. Throw in for Taylor. We'll get the thoughts again in just a minute of my co-commentator today, Brian Bloomfield, the former Aldershot Town director. And Robin Gray, my sports editor at BBC Surrey, done his research, told Brian that he left Aldershot board in 2017. Fair play to him. Been a while that, hasn't it? 8 years already. We'll come to Brian in a minute, but here's Archie Taylor coming down the right hand side. He's got support from Ryan Jones if he wants it. Will Jones try across on his left foot? He does. It's a little bit stabbed, a little bit short. Archie Taylor nearly gets onto it anyway. Ball's played forward. Towering winner from Will Nightingale. He's fouled by Stones as he does so. It's 3-1 to Sutton against Gateshead. And here at York, it's 2-1 to York. Shots dominating the first half, but couldn't get a second goal. Here's Archie Taylor into the penalty area, drives it across, half cleared, followed up. Tetek goes down, stifled appeals for a penalty, not given. York looking to play their way out. Stones rides a challenge, and that is a foul given against Tetek. Free kick to York City, halfway inside their own half, and the shots, Brian, still being thwarted by York. For all their quality going forward, they've been resolute at the back as well. They've put a lot of bodies on the line, and that's the reason why Aldershot have only scored one goal.
Very much so, and I think after we saw that very quick York goal in the second half to go 2-1 in the lead, we maybe had the thoughts of maybe the Aldershot team might actually sort of go to ground a bit, but I think we've actually turned around, and once again we're playing very well at the moment. I have to say, Ryan Hill as captain today has been quite superb, absolutely fantastic. We've also got Dejan Tetek, who's having a good game out there as well as the guy, hopefully, yes, on the ball now.
Sam Inwood gets there first, plays the ball off Pearce, and Pearce knows the ball's come off him, so what on earth is he arguing about? Seriously. Throw into shots 10 yards inside the York City half, and referee just making sure that it is just 5 yards inside the York City half. In fact, on the halfway line now. Excuse me, listeners. You probably picked up this afternoon that I'm full of cold. I'm hopefully over the worst of it, and I wouldn't miss this for the world. Here's York City with Stones bombing forward, runs into the brick wall that is Will Nightingale. Nightingale clears it into touch. The York City fans realising that there is still 35 minutes of the game left. They still need to support their side. They're not quite home and dry. They are leading a game in which they were dominated for big periods in the first half. It's now Sutton 3, Gateshead 2. Sounds like a cracker there. Here at York, the Minster men starting the day in third place, lead by 2-1. Greg Ollie and Fagan Walcott with the goals. Here's Hunt picking up the ball on halfway, spreads out to the right side to Joe Felix. He's got Fagan Walcott making an overlapping run on the outside of him from the centre back position, as he can afford to do. They've got three of them. There's only really Gandor up on the top line for shots. Jones tries to stop a cross coming in from Felix. It's one in the air by Stones. He only manages to head it back, but he heads it back to Newby. Newby's up against Archie Taylor. Taylor wafts a foot in, can't get it. Newby sends it in again to the far post, and then a flicked header from an Aldershot player, but it's picked up by Fagan Walcott inside the area, sent back in. Little knockdown, follow-up shot from Newby is over the bar and wide. 57 minutes gone. Aldershot Town still 2-1 down here at York City, and here is former Aldershot Town director Brian Bloomfield.
Well, I have to say, a great header there by Sam Inwood at the back there. He was instrumental in making sure he cleared there, and he's on the ball now, playing it forward to and that's just gone straight through to the goalie Harrison Moore for York City, who plays it out into centre of the pitch. I have to say, Aldershot are closing down, really done it exceptionally well today. Good ball through from York City to the front line there, but it hasn't gone through.
And Aldershot have got it now on their back line, just inside their own half. Woking have doubled their lead against 10 men Brackley. Here's Ryan Hill receiving his ball, the ball back to goal. Feeds Tetek. Tetek feeds Nightingale, who starts on the right, then comes back in, and then sends it down to Archie Taylor. Really devastating news that Shackelford went off with that injury, but luckily they had a really capable player that could come on and play straight away in his position in Archie Taylor. There's a ball from Henry. Oh, good turn from Gandor, finds Jones. Jones picks it up, crowd of York players around him, spreads it out wide to Hargreaves on the left. Hargreaves feeds it to Penny. Penny's up against the York players, goes one way, then the other, comes back on his left, looks to get it in, it's half cleared, only as far as Ryan Jones. He's in the penalty area. Plays it back out to Penny. Now Penny's going to send the cross in, and it's snaffled at the near post by Harrison Mayle, just as James Henry looked to pounce and get a header on target. The shot's still asking questions. Unthinkable the way they've played for such long periods today, Brian, that they could go home with nothing, but it looks the most likely, unfortunately. 31 minutes to go. Long enough for them to get back in the game, of course, also long enough for York City to put the game to bed.
Well, I think, yeah, we're playing very well. We just, apart from the goal that we obviously scored, which was a good goal, we really haven't turned around this half and had anything clinical right in front of goal. Although our set plays moving up is good.
Here come York forward, but Aldershot have cut it out again. Inwood sends a ball out to the left, and Ryan Jones is going to follow that. Gandor makes his way into the penalty area with Johnson alongside him. Cross comes in, taken down by Henry, squared across to Ryan Hill. Ryan Hill is going to try a left foot shot. He is, he's got the curl as well, but not enough. And Ryan Hill just seems to get closer and closer. You feel at times, Brian, he might be the player that can come up with the moment, but on his left foot, got the curl, just still ended up a yard or so wide.
Yeah, he made a bit of room for himself. That was very good. Very impressed at the moment with Sam Inwood. Again, sort of, he was the backbone of that movement from the left back position. We're holding our own again, aren't we? Apart from that goal, we're holding our own.
I think if York hadn't come out and scored again at the start of the second half, we'd feel relatively comfortable with the situation, wouldn't we? But Hill, you know, as much as you said he's been a great leader, great example as a captain today, he has had 3 really good chances. And Josh Stones might get one now. He comes into the area. He's hit the outside of the post. Could have put the game almost to bed. And Aldershot Town look to counter now with the ball out to the right hand side, which finds touch. Josh Stones suddenly put through one-on-one, and he hits the foot of the post and it goes wide. Something, Brian, goes right for Aldershot Town.
Well, it does, and I have to say, I looked at Conor Boyce Clark, our goalkeeper, as he came out there, and he actually closed him down really quick, so I think he had to snap shoot off quickly, which put it onto the post. But if that had gone in, that would have been maybe game over, to be honest. We're still in it.
In comes another cross from York. That's cleared away by Inwood. Nicely held up by Henry. Henry sends the ball out to the right hand side to Ryan Hill. Hill looks to immediately take on Alex Hunt. He's dribbling at him now. Sends it inside to Tetek. Tetek turns it round the corner and back to him. Hill with the ball into the feet of Tetek. That doesn't quite come off. Tetek and Gandor getting a little bit in each other's way here. Here's Hunt feeding the ball to Stones. He's got the ball on the edge of the area, shifts it to his right, and Inwood manages to clear it away to touch. And Aldershot Town have got to be a little bit careful now. They've got to push for an equaliser, Brian, but they've got to be really careful not to leave the door open at the back.
Well, that's right. we sort of gave the ball away there, but I think unfortunately when Ryan Hill had the ball there, we could have maybe had a bit more of a shout from Archie Taylor on the right hand side, because he was in acres of space going down that right hand side. So we've got to have a couple more players shouting for the ball.
We talked about the finishers in this game going to be very, very important. Well, York City are going to make another change now. Joe Felix, one of the most feared players in this league, has actually been kept pretty quiet today. He's gone off and he will be replaced by Joe Gray. Wearing the number 12 shirt that he wore previously at Hartlepool. Fresh legs on for York. Can Aldershot legs last? Can their resilience last? Can their determination to try and get something today last? Here's York spreading the ball out to the left side to Pearce, another classy quality player that's been kept quiet for long periods today. Here's York in their own half. Sorry Brian, I'll let you come back to me on that point in just a minute. Here's York attacking with Newby, comes inside, finds Hunt. Hunt sprays it out to the right side to Gray. 3 bodies in the box for York. 3 shots defenders with him. Gray still continues his run. Back on his left, on his right. Shot. Roof of the net. And Joe Gray scores within 2 minutes of coming on. Is that a master substitution from Stuart Maynard? He just kept wriggling away. Eventually he shot and blasted it high into the roof of the net. York City 3, Aldershot Town 1.
Well, I think Joe Gray just did what Joe Felix wasn't doing. I was really worried about Joe Felix coming here today and really putting a standout performance for York City. But he couldn't do it against a very good shots resilient sort of defence. But that was an amazing goal by Joe Gray. Made a lot of room himself. It was a clinical effort, dipped in over and above Connie Boyce Clark. It was a fantastic goal, worthy of any football match. 3-1. We're going to find it hard to come back in.
All right. Sorry Brian, I thought they were coming to me on air. We'll update our radio listeners as soon as we can. Devastating for the shots, played so well today, and Joe Felix had not even made his way round to the bench by the time his replacement Joe Gray had put York City 3-1. And it's a 3rd goal of the afternoon for York City. Joe Gray came off the bench. We talked about how important the finishers would be, and the player he replaced, Joe Felix, had not even walked around to the dugouts before Gray had waltzed down the right side, cut in, swung one way then the other, and let fly with a rising shot into the roof of the net, past the Aldershot keeper Boyce Clark. Somehow, someway, 65 minutes into a game that overall Aldershot have been the better team, they trail by 3 goals to 1. Brian, coming back to you. Free kick to Aldershot on the edge of their back line. They're now a long way from home, 3-1 down, on track to have an 8th consecutive league defeat. A yellow card shown to a York player, I think, Mark Kitchen possibly. Not too sure about that. It could have been Ryan Hill as well, the shot skipper. We'll keep an eye on the scoring apps to see if they saw it any clearer than us. But there's actually quite a long way in from here, 24 minutes plus added time, Brian, and they need to make sure they're up for it and they see this game out as best they can. Yeah,
I think that's a good point, Rob. I have to say, when they scored that goal, you said that Joe Felix was actually walking around. He was actually on the pitch, believe it or not, actually celebrating with the team, which I thought, has he gone off or not? But 4 clinical goals. We've scored one of them, but 4 good goals. And I have to say, although York have scored 2 goals in this second half, we still played quite well. We just haven't turned around and had anything in their box at the moment. And here we go again, we're on the attack, but we lost it in the middle there.
Oh, good
again,
tackle
we're closing down.
Good tackle from Tetek to win the ball back for shots. Hadi Gandor stabs it into the path of Hargreaves, who's running up the left wing. He finds Penny going longer and deeper into a game than he's done this season for shots in the National League anyway. Here is Tetek pulling the strings in midfield. He's had a really solid game. A ball from Nightingale looking for a shots player, can't find him. Ball's played up to Stones in front of him. Stones looks to bulldoze his way past him. Going to ground is Ryan Jones. He gets a foot in but he can't stop Stones. Stones plays it off of Jones and then Aldershot clear it forward up to Ryan Hill. He's holding the ball up, plays it out wide to Archie Taylor. Taylor into the feet of Hadi Gandor. Good first touch from him. Is he being fouled from behind? Nothing given. Throw given to Aldershot, even though I thought Hadi Gandor was fouled and the ball came off him. 3-1 to York, 23 minutes to go. From the outside looking in, you probably think that's a par scoreline today. You have to be here to see how this game has played out. Is Aldershot winning a free throw in now, 10 yards inside the York City half. Taken by Taylor down the right hand side. Hill trying to get the ball and it's come off the York player. No, it hasn't, it's come off of Hill. Behind the goal away to our right. Goal kick to York City. We will take a look at the other scores elsewhere at some point, Brian, and how it affects the bottom end of the table, but the crucial thing today, we talked about it on the way here, didn't we? It's just about how Aldershot do.
Yeah, I think
they need the points.
Yeah, I think it's about how we actually turned up today and how we played, and I think we really have been superb. Take nothing away from York City. They've really played well when they've been in attack, but other than that, I think most of it's been the shots.
Yeah, they've certainly done enough in their key moments. York City. Ironically, Truro City are on track for a point. That will put them level with the shots. As it stands, Aldershot Town might be saved from hitting the bottom of the league by a goal difference, but they do trail 3-1 here, and you'll have to forgive Brian and myself if we sound incredibly flat, because we watched a quite superb first half performance from the Shots, who really dominated in every way for 2/3 of it, other than by scoring a goal. Here's York breaking forward, pressing high. The scorer, Joe Gray, who looks like a kid who's suddenly woken up and been told it's Christmas Day, doesn't he?
He certainly does, and it's a fantastic goal. And I have to say, when you look how much influence Josh Stones has had in this second half, it shows you how much we miss a player like Josh Barrett ourselves. You know, it's you cannot sort of have a player out that long and it not affect the team standing. And the sooner we get someone like Josh Barrett back, the better.
Here's the home side playing all the way back to their keeper Harrison Mayle. Aldershot Town are down, but they're not yet out, and they're still fighting hard. Be that today in this match or this season, there is still more than half of the season to go. You have to be proud of their efforts. You may be frustrated at the scoreline, that they've not been able to be a little bit more potent in attack, that Hill was denied 3 times in the game, if not 4. It's a late challenge there over on the far side from Sam Inwood. Now, it's definitely going to be a card. Will it be yellow or will it be red? There's a melee now between the players. There might be only one way. The referee's going to stop that. He's taking his time. He's having a think. And meanwhile, the players are needing to separate. And we won't have too long to wait. The referee, fair play to him, is taking his time. He's making sure that the player, Joe Gray, I think it was chopped down in full flow on the touchline. We're too far away really to see it clearly. It's on the far side, although almost level with us. For me, it has to be at least a yellow, and we have to hope, Brian, that it's not red.
Yeah, it was a flying tackle. It really was, and I would think it was a red, but who knows? The referee was right up there. He saw it very close.
Well, the referee has shown Sam Inwood a yellow card. There, to me, he feels it was cynical and not dangerous. I don't know if his foot was off the ground or he went low to ground and Gray was just too quick for him. Certainly changed the atmosphere in the ground, in the stadium. It's a relief, really, Brian, that Aldershot, having lost one full-back in Shackelford before the game, after being injured and then ill, we really don't want to lose Sam Inwood to a 3-match suspension.
Well, I have to say, it's the only time he's actually turned around and put his foot wrong today, to be honest with you, Sam Inwood. I think he's had a superb game. That would have been really criminal to have lost him there.
Yeah.
I thought, looking at it initially, I thought it was slightly reckless, but the referee was there. We're a long way away, Rob.
Yeah, the crowd obviously baying for a red, as they say exactly the same as they would if it was at the EBB. But Rochdale 2-0 up against Eastleigh and Forest Green 0, Southend 1. But those are games that affect completely the other end of the table than Aldershot Town supporters will be looking at. Hartlepool 2, Truro 1. Truro the only side currently behind Aldershot in the National League table. Free kick then out on the right hand side. York 3-1 up against Aldershot. A scoreline that certainly flatters them somewhat, but in comes the corner header down towards the far post and then fizzed in front of a couple of York players, one of which was Ollie Pearce. And behind the goal, away to our left, it'll be a goal kick to the Shots. Pearce is down and rolling. Will Nightingale is saying he needs to get up and get on with it, and eventually he does. Ollie Pearce, not been his day so far today, but he's the sort of player that can hit you twice in 2 minutes and make it his day, yeah?
Well, I tell you what, he's had a good game as their captain. Had a good game, leading from the front, and he was very, very close. I think he just slightly overstretched.
Oh, York, nice 1-2, ball played into Pearce, and he shoots wide. Dragged his shot wide. I'm going to completely disagree with you. It's the quietest game I've ever seen Ollie Pearce have. He destroyed Aldershot last time. I think they've kept him like they kept Felix really quiet. I will admit he's growing into the game and he's becoming more of a factor now. And he's hungry. He'll want to be alongside the Regan Lillies of this world, the top scorer in this division this season like he was last season. But I've seen him enough times to know how much quality he's got. Here is a lovely turn from him, and then he falls over and loses the ball, which is kind of yours and my points encapsulated. 1 second. Here's Aldershot coming down the right hand side, squared by Gandor and cut out by Hunt. Jones was in the box, Henry was in the box, and Gandor couldn't find either of them. Now Stones holding the ball up on halfway, goes back to Newby. We've got 15 minutes and 10 seconds left. York City 1, Aldershot 3, and York City with Gray getting in on the right hand side of the penalty area, and he drills his shot low, he buries it home, and Aldershot Town are 4-1 down. Brian Bloomfield.
Well, that was a good, well-worked goal. As I said, Gray on the right-hand side, Ollie Pearce coming in on the left-hand side, dragged 2 Aldershot players away. I mentioned I thought he had a good game today because he's been in the middle, not had a great game as you said, but I think he's had a good game as a captain. He's been talking to their players when we've been really putting them under the hammer. 4-1, that's what was the score. Everyone was saying was going to be the score, and it is 4-1. I don't think we deserve this, Rob, I have to say. I don't think we deserve this, but the quality of their attack, the speed of their transition, and it's frightening.
Sometimes football, you love it, and sometimes you hate it, and we've done all of both today. Yeovil are 2-0 up against Boston. And here at the LNER Stadium, it's now York City 4, Aldershot Town 1. It is cruel. Aldershot probably don't deserve it, but at 2-1 down, they're still pushing so hard to get back in it. They've been caught on the transition twice. Stuart Maynard might not have got things right from the off today. He might not have got them right from the whole of the first half, but he got it right when he brought on Joe Gray, who has blitzed down that right hand side now and scored 2 beautiful finishes, individual goals. I'm sure Shots will look at it and think they could and they should and they might have done better. But Sam Inwood has got a yellow card, and yeah, it's 4-1 to York. It's so harsh on the shots, but York are bringing on players of the quality of Joe Gray now against the tiring Aldershot back line, and twice in the transition he's burst down the right hand side, cut in and finished brilliantly. Stuart Maynard, the York manager, didn't get it right from the off. He didn't get it right in the first half at all, but he got it right the minute he brought Joe Gray on. York City have doubled, tripled, quadrupled their lead in this second half, and hang on, because they might have a fifth. It's blocked, it comes out to Newby on the edge of the area, and Aldershot get men back to try and thwart York City now. They're hanging on for dear life, but there's 13 minutes left, and it's York City 4, Aldershot 1. Newby has the ball over on the right hand side, plays a little 1-2 and gets the ball back. Whatever the scoreline ends up being, Brian, it won't reflect the periods of this match. It's just that when York have been on top, they've scored. They're going to make a triple substitution now, and their centre back is forward on the right hand side, Fagan Walcott. He pulls the ball back, but Aldershot win it. And now Hadi Gandor will battle for this ball. In fact, he'll leave it for Ryan Jones. Jones handballed it, I think, but the referee lets it go because York City have still got possession. And Newby's got it on this left-hand side. He may be one of the players about to be replaced. I'm going to bet that he is replaced by Nathaniel George in a minute. Brooks is waiting to come on, so's Boateng. And now Stuart Maynard's got what he probably would have wanted at the start of today's game, the option. 15 minutes or so to go, just under that, to rest players and give other players a run. Here's Fagan Walcott inside the penalty area, shoots, it's parried away by Boyce Clark, and then cannons back off an Aldershot player and goes behind away to our left for York City, just third corner, I think, of the game. It will provide an opportunity for York to make those substitutions now, and one of those days where you had to be here to see it and to enjoy that first half as much as we tried to. From the outside looking in, everyone will see the scoreline and think, yeah, that's about what I thought today.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Boyce Clark did a really good save there. When you look at what's happened in the second half, you've got Stones, Pearce, you've got Joe Gray, you've got Alex Newby, you've got Greg Ollie, you've got an attacking forward line, but we can't actually hold the candle to. And that's the difference between the two clubs. It is that forward line. It's been quite exceptional.
Ben Brooks comes on for Alex Newby, and further substitutes will be Ashley Nathaniel George for Ollie Pearce, and Josh Stones is going to be replaced as well by Hiram Boateng. Triple substitution for York. Stones hasn't scored, Pearce hasn't scored. As goal-hungry strikers, they will be really frustrated, but they'll know they've played their part in York City, hanging in this game as they did for long periods in the first half, and eventually prevailing as they are doing.
14, Ben Brooks. Replacing number 30.
We've got a corner here from York City. Well taken there by Connor Boyce Clark, who's got it out very quickly.
And jeers really for the shots keeper, Kanaya Boyce Clark, who tries to quickly send the ball out to the left side for Ryan Jones, but gets it all wrong and sends it straight into touch. What do you make of Boyce Clark's debut? Difficult one to come in for. In that sense, he might not thank the manager for giving him a league debut today, but don't think there's too much he could have done about the first goal. When Gray's cut in, he's beaten him twice from an angle. Might he have done better on those two goals?
Well, to be honest with you, the first goal was really good. The fourth goal I thought was excellent. But the middle two, unless you're analysing it, with TV, it's very difficult to say. I think he's done a couple of good blocks. He's certainly done as good as any of the other goalies could have done. Another good through ball there, Rob. Very close there.
Yeah, and cut out, goes through to Boyce Clark. Frost on then for shots. Carlisle 2, Tamworth 1, and Forest Green 1, Southend 1. Aldershot give possession away. And Boateng picks it up just inside his own half. Excuse me.
Yeah, very interesting. The quality that York had on the bench was unbelievable, and it shows maybe with a budget that's at least twice ours, I would have thought, Rob.
And well, what did you think of the 80-minute contribution we got from James Henry today? I think he played his part in some of those moves from back to front. Hang on, we'll just update our radio discs as well. Well, we really thoroughly enjoyed the first half, Gary. The shots were 1-1 and very much on top, but they couldn't make it pay. And York City are now doing exactly that, making Aldershot Town pay. It's 4-1. We've got 7 minutes left, and York, to be fair, have just freshened things up and took 3 players off just to rest them for their next battle. Shots, unfortunately, don't really have that ability. They brought Frost on, but really they're just... There's an offside, I think. No, it's not been played. York attacking on the left side, but yeah, 7 minutes left, and the shot's 4-1 down, Gary. Offside there, missed clearly by the officials, Brian.
Yeah,
but,
it was a yard offside. The referee was about 4 yards to the front, actually. He's so far off the pace there.
Forest Green Rovers have come from behind against Southend, and that probably won't please York fans, who would probably prefer a draw in that one today. But York are doing what's within their control. They're beating 23rd placed Aldershot Town, who are hanging on to 23rd place as a result of Truro losing at Hartlepool. Batty sends in the free kick. It's half cleared, and now Penny's battling away with Zach Johnson. Does well, clears it down the line to Ryan Jones. Jones helps it on further. He's hoping to find Gandor, who's still ploughing away up the top end for Aldershot. Kwame Thomas is on the bench. Tristan Abrahams isn't, nor either is Theo Widrington today. We don't know if in either case either have picked up a niggle, or maybe that Aldershot do actually just have now perhaps 20 odd players available. Again, that's good news. That's encouraging for the battles ahead, and there's plenty of them. Still another 25 games to be played in the National League this season. Still another 75 points to be played for, Brian. And that is what Aldershot Town players, management and supporters have got to keep in mind as they trudge home in the rain from the LNER Stadium today.
Yeah, I suppose it's the old football cliche, isn't it? One game at a time. We've got Altrincham next week, and then we've got the FA Trophy, Eastleigh away. We've got then a couple more sort of games coming up away. I think we've got Boston, and then we've got Sutton away. All very difficult games, and I think Altrincham is almost the must-win game at home, and fingers crossed, we'll get something from that. It'd be good to obviously go down to Eastleigh and get a result. I'm hoping to get down for that one, but it's going to be difficult from here on in, because people are going to look at this result at 4-1 and say that Aldershot are definitely down. I don't think we're definitely down. I think we still got the opportunity to turn around and get some players back from injury to actually bolster the squad, but we played well here today.
Yeah, Aldershot on the transition here. A couple of players down inside the penalty area. One of those, I think it might be Sam Inwood, is down with a little bit of cramp, and York might get in on the right hand side now, as Nathaniel George was very kindly trying to help that player. There's a coming together and a penalty to York City, given away by Matt Penny, who's also shown a yellow card. For me, it was a bit of a shoulder charge inside the penalty area, the sort that doesn't normally get given, but I probably don't have the clearest view. I think a penalty and a yellow card is pretty harsh on Matt Penny. Your view, Brian Bloomfield?
Well, I thought it was a shoulder charge. Whether he thought he leant on him and dragged him down with it, I don't know. But because they did sort of turn around as they were going across the penalty area. But very harsh to give a booking for that as well. But yeah, sort of Inwood down there. Unfortunately, it was in the location where Inwood was defending as well, Rob.
Nathaniel George was actually trying to help him with his cramp, and then realised that York were on the attack, and so I'm sorry mate, I'm going to have to let go of your foot because I want to get in the box now. Now Joe Gray, who's come off the bench and scored 2 goals, much to the delight of the York faithful, has been given the ball with Ollie Pearce off to take the penalty and have the opportunity to complete a hat-trick inside the final half an hour of this game.
Yeah,
he's certainly got the ball in his hands at the moment anyway, unless he's going to pass that on to somebody else, which can happen. And we may or may not be joined by our radio listeners for the penalty. I don't think it's too crucial in terms of result, is it? So probably not. Sam Inwood limps off. Let's hope it is only cramp.
Good attendance here today, Rob. 6,500. If I don't know if you heard it, about just shy of 6,500, and I think he said 202 Aldershot. So that really is
excellent.
a good away attendance from the Shots faithful.
Excellent turnout from the Shots faithful there. And still we wait for this substitution to be made. Kiban Rai is coming on, and Sam Inwood has limped off. Either the cramp wouldn't abate or it's something other than cramp.
Partnership with the Bridge Hotel Spa Weatherby. Third substitution for Aldershot Town. 18 Kiban Rai replacing
Joe Gray then prepares to take this penalty. It's not. Yeah. Joe Gray against Boyce Clark. Gray steps up, right-footed, sends him the wrong way, celebrates in front of the York faithful in the Persimmon South stand, and York City have the gloss on the finish in the 89th minute. York City 5, Aldershot Town 1.
Well, I have to say that was a very easy penalty taken there by Joe Gray. Our goalie really just sort of fell down on the right hand side. Very disappointed with the goalie there. But having said that, we're 4-1 down. He's not trying to keep us in the game. Good hat trick, 2 brilliant goals, Rob. There's no doubt, 2 really good goals. Joe Gray, man of the match, without that penalty, as far as I'm concerned, he's come and electrified the York City attack.
Well, that's Brian Bloomfield, the former Aldershot Town Club director. Been a delight to have you alongside us today. Your one remaining job over the next few minutes of added time is just to consider your Aldershot Town player of the match. You can either do it just before full time or just after when we sum up the game. Ultimately, we're going to have 5 added minutes, and 5 is the magic number for York City, who score 3 or 4 goals most weeks, but today against Aldershot have survived a really difficult half an hour in the first half to go in at 1-1 with the Shots well on top but unable to take the lead, and they've put Aldershot to the sword in the second half. 5-1 to the Minster men. So let's hope, Brian, no more damage is inflicted on the scoreline and on the goal difference. So much for Aldershot Town to build on. And I won't be talking to John Coleman about a 1-goal defeat today. And I think largely the chat will be about how Aldershot Town have to score when they're on top for long periods like they were. And here come York again. There's pushing and shoving. It's another free kick to York. And now it's the second yellow for Matt Penny, who's now started 2 league games for Aldershot this season. Come off injured in one and sent off with a second yellow in the second one. They just cannot contain Joe Gray down the right hand side. What a weapon he's been to come on late on for York. Wretched afternoon for Matt Penny in the end.
We're 5-1 down, Rob. What you don't do is get yourself sent off. It doesn't matter whether it's 7-1 or 8-1. Don't get sent off. 3 matches now he's going to miss. More importantly,
No, it's the second yellow.
one match. Sorry, yeah. But that's against Altrincham next week. That's a crucial game now.
Yeah, now Aldershot are likely to be without Shackelford, possibly without Inwood, and possibly without Penny, which will be 3 of the 4 back line that started today. Obviously, we don't know the nature of those injuries. Here comes the free kick from York. Nightingale jumps, can't win it clearly. Frost clears it away from the danger zone. It's picked up by Alex Hunt. He's thinking about trying a shot from distance, but he's pressed well by the shots. Shots need to make sure they get through the remaining 2.5 minutes without any further injuries or upset. Here's a free kick given for offside by the referee, not the assistant, who doesn't even seem to be. Oh, he has been given it. I beg your pardon, I lost him in the background. The very coloured background. We got red, yellow and white and blue seats here at the LNER Stadium. Here's Frost sending the ball forward, easily picked off by York City. It's ended Yeovil 2, Boston 1, so a winning start for the new Yeovil manager, who's joined from Walton and Hersham. Great to see a National League side taking a chance on an up-and-coming young manager who was doing things at Walton and Hersham.
Yeah, in the Southern Premier, I believe. That's a big step up, Rob.
It's a big step up. I think, yet again, it has to be said, as Hartlepool go 3-1 up against Truro, we can see the improvements to this Aldershot Town team under Joel Coleman, but they're not substantial enough, they're not long enough, and they're not clinical enough either end. Both boxes, they still conceded 5 today, and they've still only managed to score 1, despite actually in total in the game a good 35 to 45 minutes of forward pressure. Not far off half of the game. There's no doubt York have been the better side, of course,
Game of 2 halves
across the second half, but long periods of domination for shots in the first. It's ended Hartlepool 3, Torquay United 1, Truro 1, I beg your pardon, and Truro will remain the one side behind Aldershot in the National League this season. And unfortunately, we will be talking to John Coleman about plaudits and not points again after the game.
Yeah, and you said to me earlier, about the Aldershot man of the match, and I have to say that based just on the first half and how he's run in the second half, he's not stopped running. I thought he had an absolute fantastic first. I'm giving it to Ryan Hill. Yeah,
fair shout. I mean, it's ironic that the man that you're giving the player of the match could have played the biggest part in Aldershot not being in this scoreline now, because he had 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Really good chances, 3 chances to put the shots 2-1 up and couldn't take them. But his work rate, his leadership, his willingness has been superb. Not the only one, of course. You don't get to come to York and dominate for big periods of the first half without a collective performance, which was very good in the first half, not good enough in the second, and ultimately it is York City 5, Aldershot Town 1, as referee Massey Ellis brings to an end the game with his final summing up of the match today, and very much a match of 2 halves. It's Brian Bluefield.
Yeah, as we said, definitely a match of 2 halves, and as much as we had all the possession, a lot of possession in the first half, the difference was in the quality of the goal scoring. You look at the quality in the attack of York City, there's no way we can match that. The finance that is in that attack is unbelievable at York City. We had players coming off the bench, also Joe Gray, who was unbelievable. His electric pace was absolutely fantastic. It's a hard thing to take, to be honest with you, Rob, because of how we played in the first half. We didn't play bad in the second half, we just couldn't contain York City's pace.
I think a lot of the chat for York will have been the reason that you're struggling here is because you're just letting Aldershot come on to you. You've got to take the game to them. They weren't able to do it enough or long enough in the second half. Thanks for tuning in wherever you've listened in, around the country, around the world. I've been Rob Worrell, alongside me Brian Bloomfield. We hope that you enjoyed the first half, and thank you for enduring the second. Final scoreline here at the LNER Stadium. York City 5, Aldershot Town 1. We'll be on air for a couple more minutes as I do a full-time match report to radio, and then look out for post-match with John Coleman a little bit later on the socials at online BBC Surrey Sport. Thank you, Brian.
Oh, that's fine.